Welcome back to the daily classes. In the previous classes, we could learn regarding the development and average income, or we called it as per capita income. Will averages useful for the comparison? It will hide so many disparities. For that, in the textbook, the table number 1.2 you might have worked out. There you have compared two nations. Comparing the country A and country B, we learned that many aspects are not came to highlight while considering the developmental aspects, such as poverty. There you have learned in another cartoon, country with the rich and the country with the poor. Many questions I hope you have worked out. Other than income, there are certain other attributes which are to be considered for the development. Let us look into it. Every individual have a certain aspirations and goals in their life. They will not consider only the income to live in the society. They would like to have security for their life, respect from the others, equal treatment, freedom, etc. In the same way, when we consider the nation or a region or a state, average income alone cannot be considered for the development. Certain other attributes or factors also to be cared. So let us think what are the other attributes. In the table number 1.3 we have learned per capita income of Haryana, Kerala and Bihar. There you could see Haryana is having the highest per capita income for their people. But comparative to the Kerala, Haryana is better off. So, as per the per capita income criteria, the income of the Haryana citizens are more, average income of the Haryana citizens are more. So, can we consider Haryana is a developed state by neglecting the other attributes? What are the other attributes we have to care? Some of the other comparative data we have to look in table number 1.4. Haryana, Kerala and Bihar. Here we have to work on infant mortality rate. So the infant mortality rate, what does it mean, infant mortality rate? So when we comes infant mortality rate is nothing but 1000 live births which have taken place in a particular year. Out of that, how many died before celebrating of their 1 year birthday. In Haryana, per 1000 live births, 33 are died. Whereas in Kerala, only 10. Bihar, 38. So second important attribute which we have to consider is literacy rate. What is literacy rate then? Literate population is 7 and above age group which got educated. Fine. Haryana 82%, Kerala 94%, whereas Bihar 62%. Another important aspect which we have to carry is net attendance ratio. What is this net attendance ratio? The age group of 14 and 15 years who are attending school as a percentage of total number of the children in the same age group. You look into the data. In Haryana, only 61%, whereas in Kerala, reduced to 83%. Bihar, 43%. What does it indicate? Literacy rate is concerned, Kerala is better off. Infant mortality rate is concerned, Kerala stands better. In the literacy rate is concerned, Kerala stands better. Only in the average income, when we see Haryana is better off than other states. Whereas Kerala is concerned, provided good educational facility to people and as well as the health facilities. Many children in Haryana at the age of 14 and 15 not going to their school. Really easy to development. So we cannot consider only the average income as a criteria. We have to take care other aspects like infant mortality rate, literacy rate, net attendance ratio. When we compare, we will come to know that development not only based on the income, other attributes to be considered. Dear students, we may be rich. Our money cannot buy all the goods and services that we need to live in the society. Certain public facilities will be provided by the administration, local administration. That is for collective use. It may be a rail, it may be a post office services, or it may be a roads, electricity supply, drinking water supply, etc. Health and hygiene is concerned, whole society will be cared by the public administration. So the public facilities are also very much essential. So in this way, the public facilities are concerned, it is better in Kerala than comparing to the other states. Please work out on the table number 1.3 and 1.4. So some questions you have to answer. Dear children, study the table number 1.5 carefully and fill in the blanks. In the following paragraph, educational achievement of a rural population of Uttar Pradesh being explained. The literacy rate for rural population, literacy rate for the children age group of 10 to 14 years, percentage of the rural children aged 10 to 14 attending the school being given. Little bit you have to do the calculation here, addition, subtraction, and you have to fill in the blank. So it is very clear. This you have to go through. So next, let us come to the activity. Dear students, whether we are well nourished or not, how we will come to know? That is through the body mass index, which we call it as BMI. Each student in the class can find out their height and weight. How to calculate we will learn the BMI. So the BMI to be calculated, weight in kilograms, height in meters to be squared, and it has to be divided by the weight. Then we get BMI. BMI is a way to find nourishment level in adults. If BMI is less than 18.5, then a person is undernourished. If the BMI is more than 25, then he is overweight. Obesity is more. This criteria is not applied for the growing children. That we have to keep in our mind. So the age group who are above 14 years and 8 months is 15.2, then she is undernourished or not, that we can find out. So the children who are all crossed 15 years, 6 months up to the age of 28, we can find out the BMI of the people. But whether population of that country is healthy or not, that we can recognize. One more thing which we have to understand here, Human Development Report published by the UNDP as per the report of 2018, development report of the 2018. It considers other than income certain other aspects also. What are the other aspects? One comparative study, it has considered income, life expectancy at birth, schooling of a people aged 25 and above, and it has provided the rank. So according to the Human Development Report of 2018, United Nations Development Program, New York, it stands for providing a ranks to the nations out of 189 countries. India's rank is 130, whereas the Sri Lanka is better off than India. So let us come to the life expectancy at birth. An average lifespan of an Indian is 68.8, whereas Sri Lankan is 75.5. Another two nations is better than us, Nepal and Bangladesh. So this also we have to consider here. Many years of schooling, people aged 25 and above in 2017 when they consider, hardly 6.4, 10.9 in Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka is better again. So the per capita income is calculated in the dollar of all the countries so that it can be compared, and this is the way how it provides the rank according to UNDP, United Nations Development Report. This is the ranks of the nations in the view of development. It is a very surprising for us. A small nation like Sri Lanka is much ahead of India. Even Nepal and Bangladesh have a very good per capita income, better than India, and life expectancy too. Many improvements have been suggested in calculating the HDI. Many new components are also included by the Human Development Report. Is it enough? Any other aspects to be added for it? You think what are the other ways we can calculate? But dear children, we have to keep in our mind, sustainable development is more important. What is this sustainable development? In the name of development, consumption of the natural resources, depleting of the natural resources, the pollution is increasing. For that, our focus to be on sustainable development. The development that meet the needs of the present without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their needs. So resources are of two types, renewable and non-renewable, that we have studied in the geography. Renewable resources are those which are replenished by nature in a short period of a time, but they also needs to be very carefully utilized, like a groundwater. Underground table water is going down and down day by day because of the over exploitation of this water from a man. Non-renewable resources are those which can get exhausted after a few years of use, like a crude oil and petroleum products, etc. At present, consequences of the environmental degradation is a global concern. We have to be very careful, and we have to think, and we have to work, and we have to act. So in this way, without compromising, without damaging, we have to work towards the development. Let us set our goals in what way. The chapter is completed. Please work on the given home assignment and prepare your notes. There many terminologies have come the beginning of this chapter. Please look into this part and find the meaning for it and work out. Write the definition. Can I start? Please write the definition for these terminologies. Per capita income, literacy rate, infant mortality rate, attendance ratio, life expectancy, gross enrollment ratio, human development index, etc. Prepare your notes and attend the home assignments. धन्यवाद.